Dear Prime Minister, Sheikh Khalid bin Khalifa bin Abdulaziz Al Thani, Your Excellencies, members of the Qatari government, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I am honored to be here today and to have the pleasure to address this audience. I want to take this opportunity to thank the Amir of Qatar, His Highness Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, and the Qatari leadership for hosting this impactful event. And to the teams and the staff that have made this possible, it's been truly amazing. So I want to thank you for your warm welcome, which has been unmatched. This event has been extra special for me, as it marks my first visit to Qatar as the President of the Republic of Kosovo. I am delighted to be with all of you here today. Kosovo may be a small country, but our voice is mighty, and we have an important story to tell. Your Excellencies, I represent a people that know the sacrifice that comes with hardship and the value of freedom and success when it's achieved. Events like the Doha Forum are crucial to have our voice heard, and as a small country to have the opportunity to sit down with all of you as equals to discuss the most pressing and shared challenges we face today. This year's theme, Transforming for a New Era, for the 20th edition of the Doha Forum could not come at a more important time. With endless challenges around the world, it is time to regroup and rethink how do we move forward. And as we recover from the pandemic, and indeed the largest shock to the global economy since the Second World War, we, the policymakers, must find new ways of cooperation and make better use of existing international mechanisms to the benefits of the people we represent. Over the last couple of days, we've heard fascinating speeches and conversation about the most pressing issues from across the world, from climate change to food security and to sustainable economic development. With history constantly being made, new alliances being formed, and in a world where the number of global challenges continue to grow, multilateralism has never been more important. The Doha Forum underscores the significance of dialogue, diplomacy, and diversity, and I am confident that we are all convinced of the importance of engaging with one another and jointly finding the best solutions. And what I hope to contribute here today, however, is a unique perspective of a small but brave nation that I have the privilege of representing, and the role that multilateralism has played in shaping our journey to statehood and freedom, as well as its relevance today. The Republic of Kosovo is the youngest country in Europe, and one of the youngest in the world. It is not so just in terms of its existence, but also we have an incredibly young population where 2/3 of our people are under the age of 35. Kosovo today is peaceful and a peace-loving nation. Kosovo today is vibrant, a democratic country that is thriving precisely because multilateralism worked and the world came to our rescue. Kosovo today is free and independent, and most importantly, it is what its people hoped it would be, because of the resilience and determination of our people, and because countries from all corners of the world, all of you, came together to ensure that we would not perish at the hands of a genocidal regime. As you know, our journey has not been easy, and our success has come through great sacrifice. Our path to freedom and independence was unfortunately a result of a bloody war where untold atrocious crimes were committed against the people of Kosovo, led and fueled by a man known as the Butcher of the Balkans, Slobodan Milosevic. Milosevic waged wars across the Balkans, resulting in hundreds of thousands of deaths among civilians, the rape of tens of thousands of people, and the displacement of millions, until he was finally met with a unified response from the international community that put an end to genocide against the people of Kosovo. It was precisely this joint response from the international community through which peace was chosen. democracy was chosen, protection of human rights was chosen, human rights over destruction, over loss of lives, and over genocide. It was the response that our country needed, but it was also the response that the world needed to once more understand the power of coming together and standing up for what is right. It is because of our experience that the people of Kosovo know too well the importance of unity, multilateralism, and diplomacy. 2 decades ago, this united effort paved the way to freedom, and today, 2 decades on, I am proud to say that we have made astonishing progress. Kosovo declared independence in 2008 and has since then joined international bodies and initiatives to ensure that our people and our economy is well connected. We have built bilateral relations with friendly countries from every corner of the globe and strengthened ties with our allies, such as Qatar. Today, we have one of the most advanced democracies in our part of the world. So I am proud to represent a people that lives by and genuinely believes in democratic values. And I am especially proud of the fact that day after day, we are proving to the world that we are ready and able to give back. The Republic of Kosovo was the first country to offer shelter to Afghan refugees. And similarly today, we have proactively offered to do the same for the people of Ukraine. We know the suffering of people around the world. And although a small country, we believe we must all play our part to help. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I represent a people that are not simply content with the significant progress that have been made, but we remain ambitious and confident that Kosovo will secure an even better future. We want our businesses to thrive, our young people to prosper, our sports people and artists to shine brighter, and we want a future as a fully fledged member of the Euro-Atlantic family and the United Nations alongside each and every one of you. I am mentioning the successes of our country with a pronounced emphasis on the multilateral efforts, because unfortunately, many have forgotten the value of it. And in the heart of Europe, in the 21st century, we are yet again witnessing war crimes against innocent people in different parts of the world. The devastating images from Ukraine are a difficult reminder of a dark past for Kosovo. They are a reminder that we must never be indifferent when our values are under threat. In our part of the world, peace and stability have been achieved through great sacrifice, with many innocent lives lost. That is why it is crucial for all of us to come together and condemn Russia's aggression on Ukraine. Otherwise, I fear events will only get worse. These are dark times, but if there is indeed a silver lining, it is that there have been significant efforts to build on the resilience of the international systems, and we have witnessed alliances strengthen in solidarity and working together. As these sad and horrifying events unfold in many parts of the world, our societies and our respective countries are also facing a parallel, yet silent, challenge that poses a significant threat to humanity. Here, I speak of climate change, a common danger that knows no borders and no politics. But fighting it certainly requires a unified and multilateral stance and a bold vision as we move forward. If there is a clear message that we can derive from everything that we are dealing with nowadays, it is the fact that the longer we hold back and hesitate to call things what they truly are, the graver becomes the danger posed by them. It is equally the case with climate change. It has to be clear to everyone, climate change is happening. And it has to be clear to all of us that we need to act immediately. Whether a small or a big country, we can only succeed if we come together. But most importantly, if we help each other out. We are stronger when we are connected, and this forum is a testament to that. The only path forward to ensuring that we can tackle our common challenges that will benefit not only our generation, but our children's livelihoods too, is to work together. distinguished guests, I want to conclude by saying that if we really want to transform for a new era, we will need to do it hand in hand. I started my speech by telling you about my country, the Republic of Kosovo, and I want to leave you with a reminder of the contribution that you have all made. I stand before you today not just as the President of Kosovo, but also as a former refugee and a survivor of a genocidal war. I am a child of war. It was the conscience of the free world that saved my life and the lives of my fellow citizens. While we were taking shelter from the shelling, I remember listening to important meetings of international fora. We had so much hope that leaders like yourselves would come to our rescue, and you did. Therefore, I hope, as you lead your respective countries and take the big decisions, that you will always be thinking of that child who will be listening to the news, hoping that you will come to their rescue too. I was one of the lucky ones because I survived. Any one of the thousands of children that were brutally murdered in my country could have been standing here today, in my place, representing our nation, if their lives had been spared. Therefore, in honor of their memory, it is my moral obligation to urge each and every one of you, on behalf of all the children that have to go through war, hunger, and other kinds of suffering, to never turn a blind eye on their pain, to never turn your back on them. To conclude, Your Excellencies, Qatar is a country that has shown the potential of global leadership and cooperation despite its size, and will be bringing people together again through sports later this year as they host the World Cup. We will all be watching from Kosovo. It is a lesson for all of us that small countries can and should have an impact. In the spirit of togetherness, on behalf of the people of the Republic of Kosovo, I want to extend our hand of friendship and cooperation to each and every one of you. This world is full of so much opportunity, potential, and beauty. We just need to work together to ensure we not only preserve its positives, but ensure they flourish. Thank you all. Shukran.